Still 12:48. I messed that up. I was thinking 12:48-ish, like she said over here. It is going to be a hot day around the valley. The smoke, which was increasing yesterday, is still out there, not at bad levels. Moderate air quality, just to give you an update, but it's kind of on the getting toward the top end of moderate category, close to the next category down, which is unhealthy for sensitive groups. So still not a big problem yet, but you always want to check on these things if it has been bothering you. The smoke, you can see the latest satellite indication showing the smoke levels increasing across the western Gulf and South Texas. Of course, all that coming from Central America and southern Mexico, where the agricultural burning is going on. So all that smoke down there is still on its way back up and keeping us a little hazy probably the rest of the week around here. And future track now, when we look at what's happening across Texas, we get to calm down a bit in the state. We had some big storms yesterday up to the north. There might be a couple of storms in northeast Texas later this afternoon, but as that cold front goes through with all the big storms going kind of northward away from Texas, the tail end of this front close enough that it's maybe squeezing a little bit of hotter temperatures into especially the upper valley later today. So that's why temperatures could easily go over 100 later this afternoon from about Mission and McAllen westward into Starr County. You look farther off to the west, you don't see much coming at us in northern Mexico. Things look quiet tomorrow, but with the next cold front in Arizona and out there in the Rockies, that low pressure, as it gets closer, starts to pull up the wind a bit again, and that also makes it a little windy tomorrow. I don't think as windy as today, but wouldn't be surprised to see those gusts over 30 to 35 miles per hour. And Thursday overall, I think, will be a quiet day. It shows maybe a couple of showers around the state, but no big storms for us. Maybe a few storms way out in northwest Texas on Thursday. Thursday, it could be another windy day here in the valley. This next cold front gets close enough to spark some storms in northwest Texas. Should stay mainly west of Dallas and Fort Worth area if you're going there for the weekend. But with that front nearby, still keeps the breezy, hot and humid, even somewhat windy weather here on Friday. Although I think the winds probably getting a little lighter Friday and Saturday compared to what we'll see again on Wednesday and Thursday, but it does look like a mainly hot and dry weekend. Still winter going out west. The weather pattern's been locked in the last 7 to 10 days or so, with the coolest of air kind of hanging out west, and then the warmer air starting to build back up across the central and eastern United States at times. So still some snowflakes flying. The temperatures around Denver today right around 32, 34, and some snow there falling. So it's still winter out west. If you want to catch a little late season snow, you can always catch one of those cheap flights or jump in the car and vroom, off you go, back into winter. But tropics, you know, hurricane season is around the corner, and our tropical satellite does show what's left of very weak disturbance that flared up yesterday. This was a subtropical storm, or Andrea, which is now a subtropical depression, kind of just ready to fade away over the next day or so, but kind of spinning its way toward Bermuda, but very weak, not very well organized. But it gives you an idea that sometimes you get storms and disturbances before the start of hurricane season. And this crazy map I just put on there for you, this is a little plot I did from basically the last half of May 15th to 30th, storm systems that form in the Atlantic, tropical systems since 1970. And you see they do form from time to time, about half of them forming in about the last 15 to 20 years. But you see the general trend, though. A lot of times they kind of form in the Western Caribbean or the Western Atlantic and kind of hang out in that vicinity or move away. So none of them come toward the valley during that time span, but it's something we do see from time to time in the Atlantic, but nothing tropical coming our way. If you are going to be at the coast, though, kind of windy there today. Small craft advisories through at least tomorrow morning. South and southeasterly winds 15 to 30 knots on the waters. Water temperatures in the upper 70s and lower 80s, and a high risk of rip currents if you're trying to swim. Down to or up to 98 today. Mostly sunny, breezy, and hot day. Could hit 100 from McAllen off to the west, and then by tonight, warm and muggy, lows in the upper 70s, but partly cloudy skies around. It stays fairly humid out there again, and the winds, you know, shows lighter winds tonight, but it could still be breezier than that near the coast, maybe in the 15 to 20, 22 mile per hour range, the closer you are in eastern Cameron and Wilson counties, but otherwise a fairly quiet night. We do have more hot weather on the way this weekend still. Yes, some more breezy days in your first 1-5 forecast on Channel 5 News at noon.